Please welcome the beautiful, the very intelligent and the talented Natalie Cooney.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2018 Sydney Chocolate Ball. On behalf of the FSHD Global Research Foundation, I would like to thank you all for attending what will truly be a wonderful night. In particular, I would like to thank our sponsors, ambassadors, and everyone in the room here who have made tonight possible. I'd also like to thank two very special people, some key Australians, Luke Mangan and Jamie Jury. For 9 years, they have supported this chocolate ball. They've given their time, their energy, their money and their heart. So thank you, gentlemen. This foundation was established 10 years ago by my father, Bill Moss. Since its inception, we have funded 43 medical research grants across 10 countries. Over that period, we have been one of the largest funders of FSHD medical research in the world. But we have one simple quest, and that is to find a cure. We don't have a 20-year strategy. In fact, we don't want this foundation to exist in 10 years. And we hope it doesn't exist in 5. We just want a cure as quickly as possible. Facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy is a terrible disease. It's a disease that affects muscles in the face. People living with FSHD, they can't shut their eyes. They lose muscles around their mouth, they can't chew, lose muscles in their throat, they can't swallow. They lose muscles around their lungs, they struggle to breathe. They lose muscles in their hip girdle, they struggle to walk. This disease affects young and old from all around the world. It may not affect you in this room, you may never have heard of FSHD, you may never be able to pronounce facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy, but you are here tonight to help support that community and support this cause. I've been involved with this foundation for 10 years, yet it has affected my life for 30. And it wasn't until I begged my father to be not only here tonight as chairman and founder of this foundation, but rather to be here tonight as a guest speaker to share his story with you, that experience allowed me to realise I've spent 30 years living in a bubble. I've spent the years of childhood growing up with a father who's a loving dad, but it never quite dawned on me the disease that he grew up with and the challenges and struggles he has had until I had a personal insight into his story tonight he'll share with you. The older I get, the more people I have opportunity to meet living with FSHD. There's a beautiful family, the Alberts, who have an amazing son, Mitchell. I've met Mitchell years ago and I met Mitchell on the weekend. And just to see this beautiful child of this incredible family and the son who has lost muscle mass over a very short period of time is touching. Our patron, Monica Ellis, who could not breathe, who could not swallow, who lived her entire life in a wheelchair, who passed away, touching. Justin Reed, who was a guest speaker at a chocolate ball a few years ago, who was a prisoner of the hospital system and had a peg in his stomach he couldn't eat, touching. Tonight you will hear Bill Moss's story, and to me, that is touching too. I turned to my father last night and said, this chocolate ball almost didn't happen, and after this, 6 months pregnant, I retire. He turned to me and said, well, you're lucky, you can walk away from this. Kill me now, Dad, seriously. I'm not walking away from it. This foundation, in a very short period of time, has funded research that has unlocked the genetic mechanisms of this complex neuromuscular disease. In recent years, we have been instrumental in funding biotechs that have developed drug discovery programs that will lead to clinical trials, and have recently announced a grant to print 3D human FSHD muscle tissue. We have developed an award-winning app, the FSHD Find the Cure, where donors can track exactly where every single dollar that they donate goes towards and which grant they support. And in addition, we are very proud to say that 100% of all tax-deductible donations received go directly towards medical research. There are in excess of 1 million people living with FSHD around the world. Tonight, you will hear from one of these, one man who decided to fight back, my father. He set up this foundation 10 years ago, and as mentioned, I've persuaded him to talk openly about this disease, its effects on his life, his family, his business, and his passion for a cure. You will also hear from Kees van der Graaf, who has travelled from the Netherlands to be with us for tonight. To put this in perspective, Kees is the Bill Moss of Holland. Kees and his wife Renee established their own FSHD organisation in the Netherlands after their son was diagnosed with FSHD. You will hear his story and how the disease has affected him and his life. Both Bill and Kees have been instrumental in creating a biotech called Physiotherapies, who have developed lead candidates of turning off DUX4, which is the toxic protein that causes the muscle wasting in FSHD. This is incredible. To turn off the cause in the lab is incredible. They are screening drugs on human FSHD muscle with incredible, incredible results. It's outstanding, it's real. It's medical advancements like this that drives hope within our FSH community. One family living off this beacon of hope is our ambassador, Tanya Spagnolini. I want to leave you with a short video about Tanya and her daughter, sharing insight into their story tonight and the effects of FSHD on them. But before I do that, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you all. As a proud mother, as a daughter, as the managing director of this foundation, as friends in the room, I just want to thank you and ask you tonight, as we edge closer towards the 30th of June, please consider those that you've never met. I believe the true definition of philanthropist is giving to someone that you've never met. And I ask you to enjoy the night and also help support this incredible cause and incredible foundation. So thank you, enjoy, good night.